Alright, guys, so we're back yet again, and we're going to be finally talking about Devil May Cry. The brand new animated series on Netflix came out a few days ago. As I'm recording this video, I'm recording this on Sunday, finally got through it. Now, again, this is only 8 episodes, so it won't take that long. It's about 30 minutes each. And again, if you really got nothing to do, or if you're just a big Devil May Cry fan, you can probably knock it out in a day or less than a day or whatever have you. But I have been back and forth on getting into the Devil May Cry series. Now, again, the reason why is because, again, so much lore, so much to know, and I have to actually play the games. Now, again, I did play the games a little bit, but I don't remember a lot of it, so I'll have to go back and relearn everything about the characters. But again, I know who Dante is, I know who Virgil is, I know who, Nero is. I know the main characters, right? But regardless of that, this series really took me by storm because I did not think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. Because not only do we have good voice acting in here or amazing voice acting in here, but just an amazing story. Because we have where Dante is still a, normal bounty hunter slash, hired hitman that takes out demons and whatever else he gets paid to do. And he gets caught up into this whole thing with Darkcom, that is a military organization that is ran by the vice president, who, shockingly enough, is voiced by the late Kevin Conroy. May he rest. He did a fantastic role here. There was times you could tell he did a little bit of Batman in here, which I don't think he meant to, but he did, and it made it work because, again, you want to supposedly go, okay, maybe the VP is actually being sincere, wants what's best for the people, knowing about demons exists, and trying to stop this, contingency to happen. But at the end, we know he's really out for himself, and he's kind of a religious nut, and he's doing his own thing. And Dante, who's played by Johnny Ambosh, I think he did an amazing job with this role. Now, again, I know he's played Nero in the franchise and now going to Dante. Some people may have an issue with that, other people may not care. Either way, I was fine with it. Then we have, of course, Mary, who is played by, I think it's, who was it? Yeah, it was Scout Taylor-Compton. So, again, I've seen her in a few things. I know I did a review of a movie she was in. So again, it was kind of hard to tell it was her throughout the entirety of the show, but overall it was really good. Then we have, which I got to give mad credit to my guy here, Hoon Lee, who played White Rabbit. If you guys are not familiar with his work, go check out Banshee. He played a character on there, Job. The dude was hilarious. I mean, this guy made the show. Not only he would break the tension, which is comedy, and he was just hilarious. I mean, there was times where he was just able to make you laugh without even realizing it, and just being all kinds of ways. But he did a great job with that character. He did a great job with this character, and the entirety of the show is where the White Rabbit is a so-called demon that is trying to open up the wall between worlds, because we find out, of course, Dante is the son of Sparta, and he has one part of the necklace, and another part of the necklace will combine, and using the sword of Sparta and put it in there with the blood of both brothers between him and Virgil will open up this gate, and all the demons will flood in. So that's the entirety of this season, is trying to make sure this doesn't happen. Now, when it goes through all this, Mary and Darkcom, they're trying to capture Dante. Then they're trying to deal with the demons, and they go back and forth with, like, okay, like, is this one, demon, the White Rabbit? Why is he so powerful? Why is he so knowledgeable of, humans and everything of that nature? Which we go into his backstory, and we go into Mary's backstory as well, because again, we did see with Dante where his mother perished in a fire, and apparently his brother did, by demons. And then we later find out that Virgil is alive, that he has been in the demon realm for quite a while, and he's been kind of the general or whatever to the new demon lord that is in that realm. Now, Again, I don't remember a lot from the games, but you guys may have to help me. I think that he did that because maybe he was brainwashed or something like that, or that's what he wanted to do. I can't remember. And then we see where Mary, she had a very bad upbringing because, again, she seemed like she always wanted adventure. She always wanted to be a soldier. But unfortunately, her and her parents witnessed a demon trying to attack them. Her father became absolutely obsessed. He just closed himself off from his wife and his child, and he started doing so many experiments. And then one experiment goes wrong. He turns into a demon, and he takes out his wife and tries to go after his daughter. His daughter survives, goes in the system, then goes into the military, and then becomes part of Darkon because it was all part of the plan. Now, again, White Rabbit, again, he is human. He is a human man because he started off in the human realm. He started off in in the world, but he later goes and discovers this demonic world because it opened up, and he was so obsessed with the Alice in Wonderland tales that he later developed this persona of the White Rabbit because he was thrown into the system severely. He got bullied, he got beaten, everything of that nature. So he's like, okay, if I go in this world, will I see all the things I read about? And unfortunately, he doesn't because he goes in this world full of demons and all this stuff. And then he later becomes friends slash family with demons and starts growing up with them. And he later finds a way after so hard working on this device to open up a portal to go into our world type deal. And he goes in there and he starts trying to get refugees out, trying to get the people that don't deserve to be in this world, that they're not going to do anything, that they're just normal working class individuals. And he tries to get them out, but unfortunately Darkcom finds this out and they attack them thinking, okay, they're trying to invade, they're trying to do this. And when all this goes around, he pretty much loses his mind, and that's when he develops the rabbit persona and putting it on and having to put on demon blood inside him so he can constantly heal his wounds from getting severely injured. And then when it later gets revealed, that's when it all just goes into a full circle of he wanted revenge on Darkcom. He did not really care about, no longer separating the walls. He wanted to separate that wall, but at the same time, he wanted revenge on Darkcom, which he does get to a certain degree. And of course, we have that big fight between Dante and Mary and the White Rabbit, which was cool. A little bit, Resident Evil-esque, but again, it was still cool. And then at the very end, we see where Mary still chooses Darkcom over everything because Dante was like, "Hey, let's work together, let's do this and that." And she brings them in, They separate the sword and the stones, and they put Dante in like a cryostasis. So he's been captured, and now that they have the device that the White Rabbit had, the VP, he literally just orders a massive amount of explosions in this, the other world, the demon world, the Makai world, and annihilates however much demons. And then they just start going, pretty much making siege into the demon realm, just pretty much making siege. And they're developing a base, they're doing this, they're doing that, but then later at the very end, we see where Dark Golem is attacked by this unknown demon who we saw earlier in the show that gave blood to the White Rabbit that was apparently of Virgil's, and we turn out that this is Virgil. That he is trying to rescue citizens and recruit them for the Dark Lord's army so that way they can fight against the humans. So, and that's how it ends. But overall, it was entertaining. It was very entertaining. A lot of 90s vibes in here, man. A lot of 90s vibes. A lot of good music between, Papa Roach, Limp Bizkit. We had a new song by Evanescence, which was amazing. We had Devil Trigger that was performed by another band. I prefer the original Devil Trigger. That's just me. We had a few other songs in here. We even had Green Day in here. So they had a good soundtrack for this, man. I mean, they literally put certain songs in here that just fit with the vibe, whether for Evanescence Afterlife, where we have an episode where there's really no talking. It's just, showing what happened between Mary's background and also the White Rabbit's background and how they became where they are. And then same thing with Dante going on the road and just demolishing these demons. And we hear, Last Resort by Papa Roach, which had me hyped as hell, dude. And then the opening, of course, is Rolling by Limp Bizkit, which you just want to start, pumping your fist in the air and just getting all hyped up because that's what gets you hyped for the show. But I would say anyone that is a big big Devil May Cry fan, you're probably going to enjoy this. I enjoyed this. I'm probably going to start playing the Devil May Cry series, more serious now, as well as getting into the lore and learning more. Because again, I'm hyped for if they are going to get a season two. I'm not sure how they're going to do a season two, especially if they want to bring back the VP. Due to Kevin Conroy passing, so I'm not sure if they're going to replace him with another actor or they're going to get someone else that'd be close to maybe his voice. I don't know, or maybe he did more than what we did, or they may do AI. I don't know, but we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But what do you guys think of Devil May Cry season 1, 2025? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you as always on the next one.